Welcome to the Weebu
Slice.
Podcast, which you can get your weekly anime and gaming news and discussions.
Welcome all.
So let's start with our introductions. I'm Master Mail, and this is.
I'm Nightman.
So first thing first, what got you into anime in the first place?
It's so many great things about anime. So many great things. Well, let's just start with the action. You got to go with the action first.
So since we're talking about action, what anime that is catching your attention regarding action?
Oh, well, obviously the only anime that is trending right now that everyone's talking about, all the memes are about, my boy Gojo, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen is the stuff, especially the episode when he was doing all that clapping and all that stuff. I'm like, that was legit lit.
Boogie Woogie.
Yeah, but for me, even though it's not a lot of fighting going on right now, you gotta talk about season 4 of Attack on Titan. Like, let's be realistic. Like, it started out guns blazing. Like when your boy Aaron was like, you know what? Bump them kids. Everybody gotta go. I said, oh. He's the one.
Hey, Aaron was real savage, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, if I could have did a reaction video, I'd be like...
Yeah, he was legit. He was definitely legit. So, now, let's pivot into what we watching. Actually, let's talk about the upcoming anime. So
well, what about you? What got you into anime?
Yeah, we can start with that. So, what got me into anime would be, obviously, most people got into anime watching Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z was the thing, you know what I'm saying? Who'd you want to be?
Actually, I didn't want to be nobody.
You didn't want to be nobody?
I wanted to be a Super Saiyan. I wanted to be a Super Saiyan, but I didn't have a character like I gravitated to. Like, I liked Vegeta the most, but I didn't have a character I gravitated to the most.
Usually I find most people gravitate towards Goku and Vegeta. Yeah. You just one or the other. You can't have both.
Everybody want to be a Saiyan, so like you don't want to be like what Piccolo is, or you don't want to be a regular human. If you want to be a regular human, you're not going to be what you are today.
Hey, some people did want to be Krillin. Hey, Destructo did Scout here.
Well, not me. But yeah, that's what got me into it. And then once I started developing friendships and stuff like that, I got into other stuff. And my friend like, okay, check this out. And one of the shows that's like a sleeper is Code Geass.
I've heard it's on my watch list. I have so much on the back burner, but I heard Code Geass is what men are made of.
it's like, so you know what? Everybody know what Gundam is, right?
Of course.
So
Toonami Gundam Wing, shout out.
So Gundam is like one of the first mech anime,
right?
And Code Geass, I think, in my personal opinion, I think it takes us to another level. And it's like the story development, how the main character, Lelouch, his character development is. They always have characters who are very intelligent.
Right.
Like Kira from Death Note. You got Ale from Death Note. Like all these smart, intelligent characters. But for me, Lelouch he's the one. Like he's very strategic, dude. Like even like Senku off Dr. Stone. Like
it's Senku from Dr. Stone's on a whole nother level. I was about to say one of my favorite intelligent characters. I can't think of the name, but the gentleman from Irregular at Magic High School. That's a smart guy because he didn't have enough actual magical attributes, but he made up for it with his mind, which kind of put him on another level because he thought more technical and physical than what everybody else was doing.
I got you. So yeah, that's how I got into anime to begin with. So on upcoming anime, what are you most excited for, man?
Upcoming? Well, that My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Like season 5, I believe. It's gonna be great. My boy Deku's about to get it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna take over the world.
So I don't want to just jump on your bandwagon and say My Hero also. So I'm gonna actually throw a curveball to you. What I'm thinking about, what I'm most excited for is Yusuke that's coming up, and it's gonna be a Netflix exclusive. And it's about a black samurai. And I can't think of the main voice actor. Like he's in a lot of movies right now, but he played in Get Out. And he's the one who was when the camera got flashed on him and he started crying and stuff like that. I can't think of his name.
Oh, the same guy who played in the most recent movie. Yeah. What was the name of the movie? The Black Messiah.
Yes, he played in that also. But obviously we didn't like that role. But yes, he plays the main voice at VA for that. And he's the whole show is about a black samurai in Japan. So it's like a show that nobody never heard of. So that's what I'm excited about. And then another show that's a sleeper is Magna Gold Box Season 2.
I heard that's pretty good. That's like boxing with he have like
Yeah.
mech arms and things
Yeah.
like that. Lakeith Stanfield
Yes.
is the guy's name.
Yes.
And he also played in I'm Sorry to Bother You, which
Yeah.
I like that movie. Kind of off the walls, but another topic for another day. I had to
Yes.
look that up for you.
That's no problem. So we also obviously know My Hero gonna be stuff, so that's why I want to actually go for the same show.
Right.
So now let's talk about what we watch right now. For me, I'm watching High Rise Invasion on Netflix. I know a lot of people don't really get into like Netflix anime. Everybody's on Funimation and Crunchyroll.
I wouldn't say that too much because you'll be surprised. I will have to say hats off to Seven Deadly Sins.
That's like anatomy. You know, it's not the regular anime. So it's like no, everybody likes
but
Seven
that
Deadly Sins.
and I've heard good things about Castlevania as well.
I actually have two. It's in my list, but I never watched.
I haven't got to it yet, but I definitely want to get there.
I do a brief summary of High Rise Invasion. Basically, it's about this girl going to another world. It's basically the title itself kind of gives it away. So you all on skyscrapers, and you cannot. The whole goal is these people that got masked is to force you to jump off the building, kill yourself. And these people, if you don't do it, they would kill you anyways. And there's a whole bunch of different type of masks. Like a dude with a sniper, another dude with a chainsaw, and then it's regular civilians too. And they try to figure out who's gonna become God. Yeah. So people who become God actually have special abilities and stuff like that. But regular people, like even like for the first episode, it was like a guy. It was two police officers, and the guy was like, "Dang, the police officer that was his sidekick. He was being like nervous and all that stuff. The typical guy that like the sidekick and stuff like that. And he was like, dang, it was the main character's a girl, and she was like, what happened? And she was getting chased by a killer, and they saved her, right? So the dude who was chasing her fell off the building, off the skyscraper, and he fell to his death. Wanted the mask, and on top of that, the police was like, "Damn, you can die like that?" And his teammate pushed him over, and was like, "Oh," and the dude was like, "I'm about to die," and he just dies. And then his teammate was like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to take advantage of the main character now. I'm about to rip all her clothes off. I'm going to take full advantage of her." And the sniper kills him. So that's just the first episode.
Sounds pretty graphic.
It is. It's very
this sounds pretty graphic, but it's intriguing.
So I think I highly recommend it. We plan on rating anime. So right now for me, I think it's like between like a C plus and B minus. It still haven't won me over yet, but it's definitely a watch. If you want to check something out, I highly recommend that.
Let's see, what am I currently watching? It's so much I'm currently watching. Obviously, I'm finishing up Dr. Stone. I believe it's maybe one episode left. If you don't know about Dr. Stone, pretty much everyone gets turned to stone 3,000 years later. A guy, high school kid, wakes up and tries to revive the world. Great anime. I'm also watching ReZero, Starting a New Life. Very gruesome anime, but it's so good I just can't get enough. ReZero, about a kid that pretty much dies but can come back and try to reevaluate the situation and make better decisions down the line. But it's so good, but you just have, it's one of those animes you just have to watch for yourself, and you're like, ooh, but it's so good.
All right, and then the last one that I'm watching is actually Skate Infinity. So if you ever watched Air Gear, if you ever watched Air Gear, it's a high show that's relatively close to that same premise. So it's about a guy skateboarding, obviously. He meet another friend who's actually grew up overseas in America. Well, actually Canada to be exact. And he's a snowboarder. You know, in Canada they love their snow sports. You know, ice hockey, snowboard, all that stuff. So he comes over there, and he never used a skateboard ever in his life. And the guy's like, you should try skateboarding and stuff like that. So the guy had to strap down his foot to teach him how to skateboard because he was thinking like it's a snowboard.
Two completely different things.
So he was teaching him, the guy that's the main character. He's a decent skater. He's not the best. And then every night they have an event. Like every couple of nights they have an event, and people compete with each other. So people like have two different personas. A person is like a regular person at day, and then at night they have a whole different personality.
So a whole different entourage. Yes. You're like, I never knew that you did this.
Yeah, it's a whole different person. Everybody have a whole different personality. At night they have their own persona. Like the one guy, he's like a florist, and he come back, he got a whole mask and like sting and all that stuff. It's crazy. And then he was skating and he got beat the first episode, and his friend, his friend, he was picking up really fast because he was so good at snowboarding. He transitioned to skateboarding really fast and really quick, and he became amazing skateboarding. He was catching the other people at night during the event. He was catching their eyes, and one of the top dogs came down and he wanted to select certain people that he wanted actually skate against, and he was like, no, I want to go against him, and people were like, oh, it's about to get real. So he was like, okay, once he skated against him, he like they both have mindset like they very dangerous because the guy he uses a particular technique, he always put his opponents in a hospital. So when he put him in a hospital, people like I ain't skating against him because I don't want to get put in the hospital. But the guy,
So they're scared.
yeah. So the character that's from Canada, he's like, no, I'm about that life. He was intrigued about. He was excited.
I don't fear nothing out here.
And it's like really cool. Then doing that transition, the main character, he was getting kind of jealous of the snowboarding guy because he was like, you know what? I've been skating for like 8 years, all my life. He come up here, he only been skating 6 months, and he way better than me. So even though that's his best friend, so-called best friend, he was getting kind of jealous of him. He was like, you know what? Like, he doing all this, he getting all this attention, and I ain't getting nothing. And he was kind of getting kind of jealous. I'm like, this is actually a pretty good story. And if you want to look for it, it's on Funimation, dub and sub, by the way. So I highly recommend checking that out.
Speaking of dub and sub, let's just get it out the way and clear the air. What do you prefer, dub or sub? Because it's going to get out there.
So, being honest with you, I do prefer dub. The reason why, because I have a pretty busy life. I think I get to multitask watching dub. I get to clean the house up, wash dishes and do stuff like that. Even though I can speak semi-Japanese, I watch the sub only if I'm really intrigued by the show, and I'll just watch it because I don't want to go hunting for a dub. I can just get up to date on the episode. So that's the reason why I watch sub and dub. But if it's in both, I prefer dub because, for instance, My Hero, they have certain slogans that's only in dub, and it's like a whole, go plus ultra, even though they say it in Japanese, it's like a whole different hit when you hit it in English.
It's like Dr. Stone.
Yes.
Dr. Stone, when he's, what does he say? It's exhilarating in Japanese, but in American, he says, get excited.
Yeah, it's totally different.
And you kind of feel like, I'm pumped, I'm ready.
It's totally different. And just for emphasis, Christopher Sabat, the same person who played Vegeta, plays All Might in My Hero. So you know how good he is when it comes to VAs. So yeah, don't play around with My Hero when it comes to dub. It's still legit.
Okay, I see you. So let me ask you this then.
Mm-hmm.
You got one anime to recommend to our viewers out there. Just one. Because we all want to give them a full list, but if you, let's say it's a new person or one anime that kind of hit home for you.
Can I give you, per genre? Just 2 out of 2 different genres?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to give you a slice of life one first.
Okay.
So, and then the second one going to be obviously more action-driven.
Okay.
So, the first one would be the quintessential quintuplets. I hope I'm saying it right. Obviously, if a lot of people don't watch it, it's about a guy who's a tutor. And he's tutoring 4 different girls. How many is it again?
It's a quintuplets was 5.
My bad. 5 different girls. They all are twins, obviously, and they have their own personality. And they all, obviously, when you watch the story, you all see they all start to fall in love with him. And you can see the dynamic of the relationship. It's pretty good. I highly recommend that. And for me personally, I'm going to grade it. Right now, it's an A. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty much this guy tutors 5 girls that are quintuplets, and they all start to kind of head over heels for this gentleman. It is pretty good. I have seen it, and I believe that they're finishing up season 2, and it just got confirmed today, I believe, for season 3, which I'm really intrigued. I don't want to be a spoiler of sorts, but I'm intrigued to see where this leads for my boy Futuro.
So, I don't want to really recommend very popular shows because obviously Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the top anime out there right now, and then obviously Attack on Titan,
final epic season, baby.
And if you, like I said, we grading scales on anime, Attack on Titan season 4 is S class. It's the highest you can go.
I definitely S class. Just storyline alone.
It's even character development for Eren, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
But my second one, it will go back to Skate to Infinity. That's a lot of people ain't talking about it, and it's not hitting headboards and stuff like that, but it's very good. from beginning to end. Like it's no slow points. Like even the people's backstory is pretty good. So that's my two I would recommend. So let me switch the table on you. What's the two? In fact, what's the one that you recommend if you can?
If I had to just recommend one anime,
Yes.
what would I recommend? My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. That's probably, it's a rom-com, or as you like to say, it's a slice of life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about this kid that he's pretty much a delinquent, gets put in a club that he didn't want to be in, and learns how to interact and deal with people and do some adulting, pretty much. And it has some twists and turns, and there's some love in there, and it kind of just makes you think about everyday life. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of cried at the end with the ending, but if I had to recommend an anime that no one's talking about, and I even had this guy watch it, and he gave it a B+, which I was pretty happy with. I was thinking more along the A-ish, but just the fact that this man gave it a B+, it made me pretty happy. So I would say My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. It's a handful to say, but that's one anime that I'll recommend.
Why are we on the topic? Why are we on the topic? What's up with all these new anime shows in this era coming up with these crazy old titles? Like, I mean, just absurd titles. Like, what's up with that?
The time I got reincarnated as a slime, my defense wasn't great, so I maxed out. I don't like offense, so I maxed out my defense. So something along that nature. But I've come to find, and this is just my personal opinion, the longer the title, the better the anime.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
Like I said, the longer the title, the better the anime. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know down in the chat what you guys think. If the title was long, it's a phenomenal anime.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
But as far as maybe more action-packed, I would recommend Misfits of a Demon King Academy. It just
said one show, and you recommended 3 or 4, dude. Like,
oh no, I got 2. No, I got 2.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
All right.
I'm pretty sure I have 2. But Misfits of a Demon King Academy. About a demon king that gets reawakened thousands of years later, and for some odd reason, everyone's memories erased and they don't know who he is, and he has this power and he has to pretty much clear his name, and he's in school. So it's a nice little turn on the whole demon king and things of that sort. So I would highly recommend that as well.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. So you want to talk about something that's going to the gaming portion of the show? So first and foremost, let's think about the upcoming games that's coming out that speaks to you, or any game that's upcoming for the next month or so that actually caught your attention that you're even thinking about playing.
I guess maybe Outriders. I heard that was a pretty okay game. It's not really too much going on in the gaming world to where I'm too excited for a video game right now. I've just been really in my backlog for most of the part, trying to clear that out.
I got you. So I'm not even going to hold you up. I was not going to buy that game. The only reason I'm going to play it is because it's going to be on Game Pass day one. If it was not going to be on Game Pass, I was not going to buy it.
And that's the beauty of Game Pass, because you don't have to really commit to one particular thing. You can kind of leisurely try and buy.
Says the guy who don't have Game Pass. So technically, I don't have a Game Pass anymore either. I had it at first, but I wasn't using it as much. And I'm like, you know what? I got rid of my gold and everything at one point in time. But I'm like, you know what? I do have friends and family on Xbox, and I've been pivoting more to my PS5, my PlayStation ecosystem. But I will say I'm starting to get back into my multiplayer mode again, because at first I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with nobody. I want to go in my own little lane. And I'm like, because what happened was I paid Persona 5 Royale, and I put in like 200, 300 hours plus, and I'm like, oh, this is legit. Like, I like playing games on my own schedule and have the link up with other people. Like, you gotta, when you get online, or damn, I gotta work today, or I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And I'm like, you know what? Don't want to worry about it. I would do what I want to do when I want to do it. And so you will have Outriders, because we share. So you gonna have, I'm gonna renew my Game Pass, and I'm just gonna try it out. I didn't even play the demo, but like, what's the problem with trying it out? You know what I'm saying? So I'll try it. I'll check it out. But if it's trash, it's getting the ghost. It's like it's getting dropped immediately.
Oh yeah. Well, other than that, I believe Xbox is changing their name. I know you want to speak on that.
Yes, yes. If we can speak on that. So after what, like since 2001, all the way up to now, it's been called Xbox Live, and Xbox Live has been synonymous with online gaming, especially for consoles.
Right.
And I'm like, Xbox Live is like when you think of Xbox Live, like, oh yeah, that's legit, that's the stuff. And I'm like, why would you change Xbox Live to Xbox Network? Like, in my opinion, I'm like, hold on, Chief, you don't somebody else got a network call something network?
I guess maybe to try to expand their brand and say we're not just consoles anymore. This is just my train of thought. I get what you're saying, but my train of thought is we're not just consoles. We're mobile devices. We're consoles. We're everywhere that you want to be. And no, they're not paying me to market that.
So my argument against that is, why would you call everything just Xbox then? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So like even on PC it's still Xbox Game Pass. Even on mobile, it's still Xbox Game Pass. Like I know Xbox is more like an ecosystem now. You know,
Right.
across multiple different devices. But in my opinion, I still prefer the traditional game. And when they said Xbox Network, I'm like, don't Xbox Live just sound much better to me?
Oh yeah, it's definitely more catchy and things like that. But
Like Xbox naming scheme is terrible in my personal opinion. How do you go from Xbox to Xbox 360 when everybody like, okay, that's cool, you know, 180 plus 180 is 360, and you go from 360 to Xbox One. Like, who does that? And then on top of that, you go from Xbox One to Xbox Series. Like, Microsoft, you need to get your naming scheme correct because, like that's
I
beyond.
liked it better with the code name Scorpion.
Yeah. And kind of like yeah, I'm like,
you know, it sounds more bad. It sounds better.
I'm like, come on, Chief. Like, even Nintendo naming scheme is like out of the box, but it's still, you know, catered towards their slogan. Like, Switch, you obviously think, okay, you're just switching back and forth and stuff like that. PlayStation obviously got the most traditional naming scheme, just going numerical. Like, okay, I get a PS4, I get a PS5. You already know the next PlayStation gonna be a PS6. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now let's think about this. What are you playing right now?
Me, Apex. I have to say that new season 8 started. Chaos Theory. I'm trying to get my rank up. I was in plat, and they just switched over to the second half of the season. So I'm trying to go for diamond ranking, and I've been playing with a lot of my buddies, and I've been playing like a ton of Apex right now. They had all the new skins, and I'm not a big battle royale fan, but for some reason Apex kind of stuck with me. And if anybody wants to know, my main is Caustic, even though he got nerfed. But
so why are you thinking about that one? I don't care for Apex. I tried it numerous times. It's not for me. But what do you think about the Nintendo Switch port, even though it just came out? And I saw a lot of reviews. I saw a lot of performance analysis, and it runs only at 30 frames per second based on the hardware, obviously. And you got the superior, options on consoles and PC.
obviously,
And I'm like, well, like I know people who don't have other consoles, like children and stuff like that. But I'm like, is it even worth it playing on Nintendo Switch?
I would say if you don't have another console, or if you just got an itchy trigger finger and you want to play a free shooter, why not? I played Spell Break on my Switch, and that's not too bad. I've played what's the other one? Rogue Company.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too bad, but it's definitely a difference if you're just doing a comparison from Switch to another game console. But if you're at a friend's house and you have a mobile console, you can just hop on a couple of games. So it's not bad. I don't recommend it. If you have better options, go with those options. But if not, then hey, more power to you.
Dude, most like competitive games like battle royales nowadays are cross-platform. I do not recommend cross-platforming that game with any other platform because you are at a disadvantage already. And then on top of that, you play just Nintendo Switch players. The ecosystem not big enough. Like, don't get me wrong.
You probably could be a predator on Switch.
More
than likely.
Don't get me wrong. Like Switch sold over 100 million copies, something like that. And Apex Legends, like you can play. I know for a fact. I think I tried it out. I thought about trying it out, checking it out. And like, if you play just against Nintendo Switch owners, it's like very difficult to find a game. So it's like it's a lose-lose situation in my opinion. So If you want to check it out, that's up to you. For me, I don't want to play Apex to begin with. If I'm gonna play a battle royale, I'd rather just go to Warzone and call it a day.
What are you playing then?
Oh, so I'm playing a couple stuff. Right now, the main game I'm playing, obviously, I mentioned it earlier.
PlayStation man right here.
Well, like, let's be honest. Like, PlayStation have a lot of experience you can't find anywhere.
Oh yeah, this exclusive are definitely with PlayStation right now. I'm just giving you a hard time.
So obviously, I'm playing Persona 5 Strikers. It's so obviously I just got into Persona. I had Persona 5 first, but I couldn't really get into it to begin with. Then I just literally traded it in. Now that I look back at it, I should have put more time in it. I'm like, man, then I got Persona 5 around, and they redefined the battle system and all that stuff, and it's top notch. That's S class, must play, even for Metacritic. It's actually the number one rated PS4 game on Metacritic. Number one.
I didn't know that.
Number one PS4 rated Metacritic game. So,
you can get Persona 5 though for free right now if you have PlayStation Plus.
That's cool, but if you want the Ultimate Edition of it, so for instance, like you got Mortal Kombat, and then you got Mortal Kombat, Ultimate Mortal Kombat, you're gonna want the full experience. And if you want the full experience, just shell out the little $30 because you usually go on sale all the time. You can catch it at Best Buy, GameStop, all that stuff. It's much worth it to play Persona 5 Royale over the original PlayStation 5, even though it is free. But my recommendation all day is Persona 5 Royale.
Yeah, here, folks. This man is in love with Persona.
Hey, this is between y'all. Hey, on some waifu material, you gotta go with Makoto. Like, it's like you don't even know the characters. Like, it's like
I can't tell you anything about this particular game.
You got Haru, you got Makoto, you got Lady Ann, and it's a couple of hosts of different characters you can like go to school. Like, it's pretty dope. But Strikers, it strips all that out. So it's mostly action based, like it's made by Dynasty Warriors people, same people who made Hyrule Warriors.
Right.
But it's still a Persona game at its core, if you get what I'm saying. Still got the magic system, still got all the personas on there. It's just the thing I don't like the most is like you can't go to school, you can't get jobs, like all the confidence is stripped out.
Also, pretty much all of the side questing is a little bit gone.
So they have a side quest option now, but it's like they just send you a quest like, okay, you gotta go into a jail. Persona 5 Royale, they went to like castles and stuff like that, invaded castles and all that. But on here, you just invading like cities and stuff like that.
And this is a continuation of the first one.
Yes, it's a continuation of Persona 5, and it's literally Persona 5 go out the whole school year, so it goes from like September all the way to like April almost. Like it's really that's how long it is, and you go through every single day.
Yeah, I heard in order to actually beat it, I think I went on howlongtobeat.com.
150 hours minimal.
Yeah, I think it's 150, between 150 and 180, something like that, which is also a great website. I go to How Long to Beat when I'm trying to debate between games that I want to play. How long do I need to beat this game so I can move to this game?
But I did Platinum Royale. Thinking about I initially wanted the Platinum Strikers, but I'm like, man, you know what? I like it, but I'm not fully invested in it how I was when it comes to Royale. I'm thinking about getting to like the older franchises, Persona 4. I wish, because it's Atlas 25th anniversary coming up soon, and it's basically I hope they remaster Persona 3 and 4, because Persona 3 is only on PS2, Persona 4 is only on Steam. They just remastered it to a degree, and Persona 4 Gold is only on Vita, and Vita obviously stored all PS3, Vita, and PSP stores shutting down.
I would say I read something about that they're going to be shutting those stores down. So maybe you'll get lucky and they'll redevelop those for the new console or port them over or something.
So the word on the street is like it's a lot of patents go out. Doesn't mean it's legit. Like the patent has been out there, but it's not legit news that Sony is thinking about going to emulation and actually allow you to play PS3, PS2, and PS1 games. Sony they really into backwards compatibility like that. But
we know.
We know. It will be a game changer if we can play PS3. Because they said they add trophies to PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. So I'm like, if they add trophies, like...
I like that because it gives you incentive to play. I'm a big achievement punk, and I like having an incentive to play, and that's why sometimes I choose to get a game on my Xbox versus on my PlayStation, just because the achievements...
So I thought I could try, but I originally was like just like you. My achievement score is pretty high. I think like 55,000, 60,000, something like that.
It's higher than the average person.
But I stopped achievement hunting. That's what it was, and I actually started playing getting trophies. I'm like, hold on. And then Sony was sending you some of the email like, oh, here go a free theme, here go a free this, here go a free that, but you can clean the game and get the platinum. I'm like, hold on, you give me free stuff for just playing your game? Let me go ahead and play some more. And then to pivot off of Persona. This is a sleeper. I actually started going back to Street Fighter 5. And me and my buddy, he's still getting into it. Like he have a hard time with it because he have a certain like disability. But that's one of the main games that's me and him can just share and play together because he don't have anything else to play together. So I've been getting back into Street Fighter 5. I got all the characters. The only character I don't have is the season 5. But I've been getting back into like, okay, because fighting games you gotta be dedicated for.
Yeah, you have to have a certain dedicated and discipline for fighting games. And I like playing them, but I'm a casual player. I like playing them at party. Let's play Smash Bros at the next party or something, and I'm all for it, but I don't particularly dedicate a lot of time to learn that craft. And kudos to the people that do.
I'm decent at Street Fighter. You obviously know I should be cold at Mortal Kombat, but like getting to Street Fighter, like it's a little bit obviously it's a different mechanics. But I'm like, you obviously know the basic moves. Now it's like, okay, how can I link these together for combos? But that's what I'm playing right now. So you think we should wrap it up pretty soon?
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let us know down in the comment what you think. What are you guys playing? What are you watching? Or if you got any recommendations for us, definitely put them down below.
And before we head out, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. We will definitely appreciate it, and we will love, like he mentioned, comments, and we're going to definitely be in the comment section with comment with you guys. So, and lastly but not least, our goal before June is to get 5,000 subscribers. 5,000 subscribers.
That's
so make sure
5000.
So make sure, like I said, like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
And we out.